So I've been unemployed for about 60 days now, and it's been a time. So I guess the first 30 were I've been on a sabbatical. We'll say I've been taking the time needed to recoup. I worked really hard for the past 15 years or so, and I just wanted to take some time. But like through that time, right, it was a lot of getting over the heartbreak of the situation, like in the betrayal. Like money was one thing, but like I think the betrayal of like what actually happened, why it happened, whatever, was the hard part. And no, I trust God in a situation, like, and I know like God has a bigger plan for me. It's still hard, and it was hard navigating that. Like it was hard navigating the feelings about it, and the whys, or were there signs, or anything. It just didn't make sense, right? Or even when I would get messages from peers, colleagues, even my CEO and founder, of just praise, right, of who I've been and how I've shown up. Those moments were really hard, and most people would be like, if they love you so much, why they let you go? And I do believe that wasn't them, because it didn't make a lot of sense. It had to be a higher power. So I'm trusting that, and then in trusting the process and the wait time, it has been very tough. So I started applying for jobs again around the beginning of August. And so I'm like, entering this new world that I haven't been in a long time. And it's different. It's different. Even my experience of being in one place for so long kind of limited me a little bit in terms of my search. And so I've applied, sending 40 applications. I would sit at the computer all day preparing my resume, getting it right, and then applying through the applicant system, right? Like everybody has their systems. Sometimes it reads the resume, sometimes you gotta type the stuff in over and over again. And it takes a long time. So I was getting frustrated. I was sitting at this computer getting very frustrated in terms of like, how did I get here, bro? Like what? Like what do I do here? And then on top of that, going to file unemployment, and they like, that's all you apply for? I'm just like, dang, it take a long time to apply. And then on top of that, I'm having some financial things happen with my money. It's been, literally depleting. Like I'm down a good chunk, a life-changing chunk from the time that I left my job up until, now or whatever. And it's all good. I ran some numbers and went into, my tools, and I was like, well, how long could I not work? And given taxes, inflation, and other things, I got about 6 years of where I don't have to make another dime and still keep my current expenses, right? They don't change, they don't grow, they don't lower, right? I got 6 years to survive. I was trying to retire in 2032, okay? I can only survive until 2032. That means, I have to figure out what it takes to bring in income again, but also the blessing in having 6 years to not give a darn and still have your life is just a moment of gratitude and praise of where I'm at. And I could be very frustrated about my situation, but also very grateful that this very same company, or the mindset that I was in while working there, afforded me the lifestyle to keep going, right? To have a life-changing event happen, and I'm okay for 6 years. So I really want to take this time to, instead of worrying and being upset and being frustrated about the job application process, I've been given one thing that people can't ever make, and that's time. People literally go make money. They make money, they make more money, and they make more money again to buy time. I've been given time. I've been blessed with time for free, and I was using my time to be frustrated at applying for jobs, and I about to use the time to do everything I said I was going to do when I had a job, to say, ooh, if I didn't have a job, I'd be doing this, because I wasn't doing that. So God was like, I done gave you all this time, and you sitting here crying and complaining and mad at the world and frustrated and all this stuff, when you got the very thing you want by making money. I gave it to you. Discount, okay? While you living in your luxury apartment. And so it's crazy to see the world in that situation. And while I'm in this waiting period, I'm like, man, I have so much knowledge. I have a breadth of knowledge and that I've gained, mental wealth that I've gained over the course of the years, from being in the low to being at what I would call my personal high, and then falling back down somewhere in the middle. Not necessarily at that low, but not as high as it was, And I was like, yo, I could spend this time helping others create, the lifestyle that they can have an event happen to them, and they will be okay, right? They'll get back on their feet. They'll push through. They'll know, they won't be worried in that situation. They'll appreciate the time they were given. So more to come on what that looks like. But again, like, I'm not going to waste my time or be upset about applying. Getting to apply for my next phase in life is going to be an honor, right? It won't be a drag. It won't be something that I have to do to keep the lights on. And for that, I'm blessed. And with the time that I've been given, I want to make use of it very wisely, right? I want to make use of it to where I'm co-creating with God to continue to bear fruit for so many. And fruit and planting seeds, it compounds just like money, just like compound interest. And so what I can pour out of my mind while I have this time is going to be transformational for so many. Like, it's really going to be planting seeds to help others. Because it's like, what's the first thing you did what's the first thing you would do if you lost your job? And that's a rhetorical question. I'll tell you, the first thing I did was call my financial team. And I was like, man, that's a blessing. I call my financial team, and then I call my lawyer. Like, come on, man. And I think we all need to be equipped with the tools to make those the first things that you do, right? How do you get there? So I'll be talking about that and how to live a life in this middle age, middle career, middle space that we're in, navigating the world, navigating money, life, and time. What could I do to support you while I'm in my waiting period? So more to come. Thank you for listening to this for 8 minutes. But here we go.